This isn't the beginning. It isn't the end. Some may remember the convicted child rapist, a pedophile,
who previously ran a jumping castle business, pleading guilty to 15 sexual offenses, 4 of which were counts of rape and offenses against children. He was sentenced to 8 years, yet served only 4, and is now free to walk in our communities.
We see similar stories of pedophiles renting units to unassuming families with young children. No regulations, no monitoring, no protection for the vulnerable. Yet we keep hearing political parties say they are doing something about it. We hear time after time about the systems that continue to fail our children. They continue to earn a wage paid for by hardworking taxpayers, and yet real change is never made. Only band-aids to hide the severity of the issue and redirect people to, let's focus on the good. Look how much money we put towards this. Or, did you see me shake hands with so-and-so and smile for the camera? See, we're doing good. What were we talking about before? Oh, it doesn't matter. This is the conditioning and grooming that leads us to be humble, grateful, and afraid to question authority. Pressure is eased, accountability is non-existent. Who, that is not benefiting from handouts and special treatment, is monitoring, following up, and reporting on these issues? What has been spoken about? What actions have come from it? What has actually been done to fix the problem? Who is doing any of this? We, the people, have every right to ask questions and hold the government accountable for issues like child sexual abuse, which is on the rise. It is affecting people all around the country. It is destroying lives. It has been a cycle on repeat with no one pulling the plug and putting a stop to it. Innocent children get caught up in it, and the damage echoes for generations. Every pedophile, convicted or not, is allowed to go free and cause further harm and suffering to children and to generations of families. What kind of future is that? Is this the legacy we want to leave? Someone once said that the fear of a pedophile facing death for their crimes is a major reason children don't report their offenders. While this may ease the community's anger toward pedophilia, it has been shown to harm children more. My response to that, and to anyone who believes the same, why are you placing the fear onto the child for what happens to the perpetrator? As adults, we know that an adult sexually abusing a baby, a toddler, a teen, any child is not okay. No matter the belief, a hard no, it is not okay. Saying a perpetrator should be kept alive so that if convicted, they can serve a few years with their genitals intact. The same psychological and neural pathways still firing, still seeking to act on their impulses, only to be released and walk free, to live next door to you, your children, your grandchildren, to be around the neighborhood kids, maybe even volunteering at a local event, a child care worker, teacher, a principal, or hiding behind robes. An opportunist, charming, and when caught, people have this to say about them. They were such a good bloke. They were such a good person. Ready to prey on the ones who are isolated, shy, and meek, the ones they know they can groom. They may use intimidation and fear to control the child immediately, or take a different approach, befriending the child, listening carefully to what the child says, identifying a need and honing in. They position themselves so the child feels understood. They offer something small, candy, a cigarette, a vape, alcohol, something materialistic, to seem kind before everything changes for the worst. Then they go free to do as they please. We can see this happening as they sit at a cafe or a pool and watch children within meters of them, while the child they victimized is left to survive a prison of suffering that no one can truly understand unless they've lived it. This is why I speak out. This is why more survivors are coming forward to share what happened to them, because we don't want other children to live a life of suffering. So to place the burden on the child, telling them that speaking their truth, that reporting will lead to a pedophile's death, is backwards, and it is part of the biggest problem. The conditioning to stay silent, to avoid causing trouble or bringing shame to a family, to protect a perpetrator who knowingly chose to abuse, that is an old way of thinking, and it has kept victims silent around the world for far too long. How dare you? You are part of the problem. See it through the eyes of the child. They may not be the breadwinner of the home today, but one day you may depend on them, and you may never receive their forgiveness, because that will be the one thing they realize they never have to give. No matter how much anyone threatens them through fear, they have already walked through the worst and they are still here. They are still here. Despite being told to forgive so they can find peace and heal, they come to realize it's all bullshit. Love does not ask a child to turn against themselves, to stay silent, to protect their abuser, so that pedophiles can keep leaving a trail of hurt, made possible by systems and people who fail to protect children every single day. Please sign the petition. Let's demand change for the children. No more lives lost to child sexual abuse. No more suffering for the innocent. No more excuses. Freedom for the children, the death penalty for pedophiles in Australia.